Hi, my name is Francisco, and today I'm going to do a review of a fountain pen. It's fountain pen day, so I thought it would be the perfect opportunity to do this. We are going to start today by looking at the Montblanc carbon fiber and steel 146 Solitaire Legrand, which I've had since 2003. I don't know if you can tell. There's carbon fiber on the cap. It's a stainless steel barrel. It's a lovely pen. I've had this since 2003. I use it regularly, and it's been fantastic. So right now it's inked up with Pelikan Edelstein Onyx ink. We'll get into that in a little bit. We're going to do some writing. But I really like this pen. I feel the same way about it as I did when I first got it over 10 years ago, which is that it is a great looking pen. It's classy, it's elegant, it has a little bit of a sporty edge. I'm going to see if I can, well, maybe there you can see a little bit of the way the carbon fiber catches the light. The emblematic Montblanc star. When you open it up, you see the two-tone 18-karat nib. I believe this is a medium. It's a really sharp-looking pen. It's not too flashy, but it definitely gets some attention. It doesn't go. It's not as anonymous as a generic ballpoint or even fountain pens like the Lamy 2000, which I also have, which I love. Which is, it really doesn't draw much attention to itself, except by people who know and appreciate that type of mid-century modern design. Anyway, I really like the look of this pen. I use it in an office setting pretty much every day, and it's fantastic. Now, going into the technical aspects of the pen, it is a piston filler. No cartridges possible, no converters. You twist down there, and I'm not going to do it because it's synced up, but you can see a little bit of the separation. That's the piston. Very smooth attachment, and it's great. The ink window, I don't know if you can tell, but it's right underneath the threads, right there. Maybe there's enough light so you can see it, but very easy to read, very easy to use. There you can kind of, no, that's just there. Really easy to read window. Great ink capacity. I haven't measured it, but using it every day, I got I'd say a couple of weeks worth of use from regular office use. If it's part of the rotation, it'll last even longer than that. And I've had ink in there for a couple of months, and it's fine. It stays there. It doesn't dry up or anything. I have to say, writing it with it is a real joy. Every time you get a consistent line, works right off the bat, even if you haven't used it for a week or so. Great flow, and the nib is just incredibly smooth. We'll do a little bit of a writing afterwards to show. I tend to use it posted, but not always. It's big enough and it's heavy enough that you can use it unposted and it's fine. It fits my hand just well. It sits there. Comfortable to write with in both forms. I'm not very consistent with how I use it. It's a little bit on the heavy side. I mean, what do you expect? It's stainless steel, and the carbon fiber is decorative. It's not structural. So, it's hefty. It's substantial, which ends up meaning that I don't normally carry it in my jacket pocket. It usually, if I'm taking it with me, it goes in my briefcase. But that's fine. And by the way, I've flown a few dozen times with it, and I'm not exaggerating on the number. Hasn't leaked once. I always carry it upright in my briefcase, which goes in the overhead bin, so it's fine. That's how you should carry a pen in the plane to deal with the pressure differences and all that, and avoid leaks. But anyway, I've done it countless times, no issues ever. The twist cap mechanism, pretty straightforward. There's plenty of section before. I mean, the way I hold it, I barely scrape the threads with my fingers. But even if I tried to grab it closer to the threads are smooth and fairly flat, so they don't cut into your fingers or anything like that. They're really comfortable. and you know, there's section, a bit of thread, and then the ink window makes a really nice grip. Um, well, in terms of the finish, I don't know if you can tell. I'm sure you can. There are a few scratches, and I could think of it more as patina. You know, it add in my mind it adds a little bit of character, and you know we all have a few scratches too. And you know, I guess that's a result of using it regularly and not keeping it in a pouch. I just put it in a little pen holder in my briefcase, leave it on my desk. It's not I don't baby it. I'm sure if you did, you'd avoid all these scratches, and I'm sure it could be polished if you wanted to, or something. Um, in terms of use, I've had it for over 10 years. I've never had to take it in for any sort of service. I use it pretty regularly, on and off because I have other pens that I rotate through, but never an issue. The piston works just as smoothly as it did day one. I could probably take it in for a little silicone grease or something, but there's no pressing need, so I'm probably going to hold off. Um, I've used a bunch of different inks. It handles them all well. You know, the Montblanc inks, other brands like the Pelican Edelstein that's in there right now. I've tried a bunch of different brands, and they all work smoothly. It's not as finicky as other pens that do well with some inks better than others. Um, but you know, overall, I love this pen. I've had it for over a decade. I'm looking forward to a few more decades of solid use out of it. Um, the only negative I can think of, honestly, is the weight. And it's not even that big of a negative. You know, it's stainless steel. What do you expect? It's going to be a little on the heavy side, but for daily use, it's fine. If I were, you know, writing an extensive periods of time, then maybe my hand would get a little bit tired because it is a little heavy. Um, but that's okay. For my use, it's fantastic. So anyway, that about wraps it up. If you have any questions, feel free to post in the comment section below. Um, I love it. It's been great. 10 years strong. Well, 11 years strong, and yeah, looking forward to the next couple of decades. Thanks. All right, now we're going to do a writing sample. And basically, we're just going to just go for it, write a few lines and squiggles, and see how it goes. And this is... My handwriting is awful, as you can tell, but it's mine, and I'm quite attached to it, so please don't hate. Let's see if we do some squiggles. It'll really, if you go nuts, yeah, it'll dry up a little bit, but it'll pick up the pace right away. There's some good, let's see, not a whole lot of line variation now that I think of it. Some, not tons. Great flow, really smooth, just enough feedback. It's a real joy to write with. I really enjoy it. If it looks a little wonky, it's because I'm holding the camera at an angle so you can see what I'm doing. But again, great, beautiful two-tone nib, comfortable section to hold. All in all, fantastic.